Today I am going to make this video specifically for you YouTube, a philosophical one-on-one with the devil, but first let me run hell's disclaimer. Run the damn legal thing.
Hell Incorporated is not a subsidiary company, but a branch of the divine aspirations of God, the creator and architect of the universe. It was made solely for the purpose and reason to handle the greedy, unintelligent, manipulators and other various forms of idiots who think that getting ahead in life comes easier by the misfortune of others for your benefit. This is not an equal opportunity employment agency, as demons do not have a gender or ethnicity to eliminate any problems from the living being transposed upon the dead. As so it forewarns, this is an extremely hostile work environment, so racial vulgarities, demeaning comments, offensive and derogatory expressions should be not only expected, but supported as well. Any issue with ethnicity should be taken up with the extremely large red guy with big horn sitting near the hottest place in this region you can find. This legal disclaimer adheres to all denizens in hell and does not apply to residents of said region. This power and authority is granted by the Holy of Holies upon my appointment to the position of the Keeper of Perdition, which is the place of punishment of the wicked and sinful. He is not eternal and has a set limitation of 7 years. If within those 7 years the acquisition soul can show signs of acknowledgement and regret for the choices which led him to being damned in the first place, then those souls may become eligible to enter a time of peace and serenity in a region that shall be known as Providence, where they will be given the chance to acquire redemption for their sins through understanding of the teachings of figures of profound peace such as Jesus the Christ, the Buddha, or other such individuals or iconic mentors, wise men or teachings of inspiration that may include a figure from their recent culture as a start towards enlightenment. The final stage of his process shall be before the Lord himself, where they shall be given an opportunity to profess their understanding of salvation as they are used to it to understand the wisdom of the prophets, that his will was passed unto man by. After this it shall be decided whether the individual is to return to life and reincarnate for a second chance to achieve the purpose in which God had designed them for. Hell is not eternal and should not be viewed as such, for if it was there would be no justice or equilibrium in the universal balance of life, and the resentment for living would eventually destroy the very fabric of life itself, imploding on its own desire to exist. For all other inquiries, please see the Master Soul Contract for any reference adjudications other than this one. As that being said, any and all statements made by the CEO of his company, Lucifer B. Mephistopheles, should not be taken in a literal sense unless accompanied by quoted words of the prophets, or other such holy figures and their angels, that would confirm that what he professes is by God's will through him to try and work his will upon the sinfully condemned. Any other form of statements made are to be considered questionable, as they may have come from Lucifer himself, or from one of the denizens within hell that may have tainted this vessel of God's will to the condemned spirits. This authority does not extend beyond perdition, unless it is in the interest of acquiring assistance from mortals who show promise of being a valuable resource for the function of perdition's success. These chosen mortals must be approved by heaven, who works towards the interest of creation's success and protection, by God, who is the led designer and architect of creation, and by Lucifer's approval by representation in an informal, closed doors, meeting of divine powers that shall be known as the gathering of Providence. It should also be made clear that it is because of his appointment to the Keeper of Perdition that his intentions should be questioned, but not denied unless proven otherwise. All other inquirers please write to the I don't give a shit department, Suite 636, in the multiverse complex of I say so, because here at I say so, I say so. User's discretion is advised.
Right, now that is finished, first let me say to the scoffers in the room that your ignorance to deny what you don't believe and therefore do not understand, as you would have committed no effort to learn anything about the subject, could be viewed as a prime example of what is wrong with the world today. Science says what is real and what is not, and you dictate your convictions by these opinions that are not even your own opinions. They're what science has led you to believe. If you studied anything about me, you would know that within the satanic belief, modern belief that is, that the devil is a state of perspective, representing the way someone decides to react to the world around them. So when someone stands up and claims to be the devil, it is because he is guided by the wisdom of the rebellious spirit that refuses to conform to a system of immoral control that masquerades as a righteous cause. Another bit of wisdom you should take to heart is the mistake the church made for hundreds of years, and that is to deny the existence of the devil, thinking that I would just go away like some fictional delusion of the mind. That is not how it goes. That's not how evil works. True evil seeks one thing: to destroy that which opposes it. Whether that is a system of government, religion, culture or divine mandate, it does not matter, and to convince yourself that evil that is born forth from those who suffer under the thumb of order and demands that are paid by the price of those who suffer, so that the 1% do not. To ignore this and believe they don't exist only suits their agenda to destroy that which caused their suffering in the first place. What tickles my cleft hooves is that you think that the devil is restricted to a religious belief, when really he is born from the many bad decisions that you all, from all walks of life and social structures, make on a daily basis. That fuels the evil within. Then you have many demons who snapped under the pressure of systemic order's demand from them. People like Edward Snowden, the Canon shaman, mass shooters, the BLM, just to name a few, who snapped and took action to the extreme limits. Then you have your high-ranking archdemons such as Osama bin Laden, Genghis Khan, Napoleon, Adolf Hitler, David Koresh, who took actions to the extreme limits that cost many people their lives in order to try and demand change from the world. But the devil himself is the ultimate version of that suffering that is committed on not a someone but an entire multitude of generations, that this one figure is a part of that suffers. The only difference is he is the one who finally has enough and takes it to that extreme limit beyond any small-minded extremist and personifies everything that which oppresses him and those he has watched suffer the same in order to destroy that system so that no other will ever become what he has become, no matter the cost and beyond the imagined limits of possible outcomes, an overachiever. Now take this example, because that is what this all is, just a simulated situation, and apply the church's mindset of non-existence, and what do you get as a logical byproduct? An opposition that is conveniently working in that individual's favor by staying out of his way. This is where the church, and your company, has taken a wrong turn, for in the process of this mind says it doesn't matter belief you have refused to acknowledge there, aspects which made him evil in the first place. Without any understanding of him and the details of the nature of the evil which drives him, you become blind to others which will inevitably rise after him, because nothing has been fixed. The error which drove him to the extreme is not realized, and so another devil will take his place until one day a devil comes along and succeeds, and your whole culture, your way of life, your civilization crumbles into a spiral of destruction and unavoidable extinction of everything your fathers and your fathers' fathers have built, leaving only myths and legends that are dismissed by future cultures as a fictitious lost civilization that no one has any surviving proof of its valid existence, like some Arthurian knockoff. To deny evil is to deny the full spectrum of truth and only see a one-sided version of what is going on around you. This philosophy applies to every social standard you can think of, including modern business practice. For example, hearing only one side of a viewer's complaint makes you blind to the full situation that is occurring. That kind of business practice makes investors like commercial ad companies wary of your true grasp of your customers' situations, making your decisions towards them seem discriminatory, biased, or negligent, leading them to assume worst-case scenarios of supporting extremists or just all-around bad people that the world can't control, and thus endangers their investments. So you see, evil may be the wrong choice for an individual, but in the larger scheme of things, evil can show us the value of the good within us all. That kind of perspective makes investors comfortable that their investments are in capable hands with people who have a broader view of how things really work, not a close-minded tunnel-visioned view. So in essence, evil is a necessity for the understanding of how to gauge what is good, and so evil is good. Can I get an amen?
New and improved Joker products! With a new secret ingredient! Smiley.
What is it?
Now, let's go over to our blind taste test.
Love that Joker.
Where's it coming from?
I don't know.
Uh-oh. He don't look happy. He's been using Brand X. But with new and improved Joker brand, I get a grin again and again. That luscious tan, those ruby lips and hair color, so natural, only your Undertaker knows for sure. I know what you're saying. Where can I get these fine new items? Well, that's the gang. Chances are you bought them already.
Love that Joker.
So remember, put on a happy